The universe does not shout, it whispers. It whispers through light, through silence, through distance so great that even time becomes tired. When you look at the night sky, you are not just looking at stars. You are looking at history. Some of that light began its journey before humans learned to speak. Some began before the earth was even born. And among all these gentle lights, there are places where light itself cannot escape. We call them black holes, but the name is misleading. They are not simply holes. They are not doors. They are not monsters with teeth. They are reminders. Reminders that even the strongest things in the universe can fall. A black hole begins quietly, not with violence, not with noise. It begins when a star becomes tired. For millions, sometimes billions of years, a star burns. It gives warmth. It gives light. It holds itself up with effort, but effort cannot last forever. Eventually, the star runs out of what keeps it strong. And when that happens, gravity wins. The star collapses, not outward, not sideways, but inward. It falls into itself, and in that fall, something new is born. Something we cannot touch, something we cannot see directly, something that changes everything around it. A black hole is not created to destroy. It is created because balance was lost, and yet, destruction follows. Not because the black hole is angry, not because it chooses, but because gravity does not care. It simply pulls. Anything that comes too close begins to feel that pull. First gently, then firmly, then completely. A planet, a star, even light, all are treated the same. There is a line around every black hole, a silent border. Once you cross it, there is no return. No message can escape. No signal can warn others. No goodbye can be sent. From the outside, we only see the fall, and we ask ourselves a simple question. What happens inside? The honest answer is this. We do not know. We can calculate. We can imagine. We can describe possibilities. But the inside of a black hole remains one of the universe's deepest secrets. And perhaps that is why it touches us so deeply. Because humans understand mystery, we understand falling into something we cannot control. We understand being pulled by forces we cannot see. We understand losing things we cannot get back. Black holes do not only destroy stars, they destroy certainty. They remind us that the universe is not built for comfort. It is built for truth. And truth is often uncomfortable. When something falls into a black hole, it is not torn apart loudly. It is stretched, pulled, slowed. From the outside, it appears to freeze at the edge. From its own view, it continues falling. Two realities, both true, both unable to meet. And in this, we see something beautiful. Even in destruction, perspective matters. To one observer, the object never fully disappears. To another, it is already gone. Which one is right? Perhaps both. Black holes teach us that the universe does not belong to one viewpoint. They teach us that time is not a single river. It is a sea with many currents. They teach us that destruction is not always sudden. Sometimes, it is slow, gentle, quiet. A black hole does not rush. It waits. It can wait for millions of years. And when something finally comes close, the black hole does not chase it. It simply allows gravity to speak. This is important, because it reminds us that destruction does not always come with noise. Sometimes, it comes with patience. Sometimes, it comes with silence. And sometimes, it comes because something wandered too close. In the center of many galaxies, including our own, there is a black hole, not destroying everything, not swallowing stars daily, but holding the galaxy together like a quiet heart. This is another truth that surprises us. Black holes do not only destroy, they also organize. They shape the movement of stars. They guide the dance of galaxies. They help structure the universe itself. So when we say black holes destroy, we must also say they create order through their presence. This is the universe's strange balance, loss in structure, destruction in design. Nothing exists alone. and nothing exists without consequence. You might wonder, if black holes are so powerful, could one destroy Earth? The answer is simple. Not unless one came very close. Black holes are not vacuum cleaners. They do not hunt planets. They only pull what comes too near. And Earth, for now, is safe. But safety is not the lesson. The lesson is humility. We live in a universe where stars can die, where light can be trapped, where time can bend. And yet, we are here, thinking, asking, wondering. That alone is remarkable. Black holes remind us that the universe does not exist for us, but somehow, we exist within it. They remind us that destruction is not evil. It is part of transformation. Every black hole was once a star. Every star was once a cloud of dust. Every cloud of dust came from earlier destruction. So when a black hole destroys, it is continuing a story that began long before it. Nothing truly ends. It only changes form. Even a black hole will not last forever. Over very long time. It slowly fades. Quietly. Gently. Losing energy. Until one day, it will be gone. Not with an explosion. Not with drama. But with a soft goodbye. And when that happens, the universe will continue. As it always has. This tells us something important. Even the strongest things are temporary. Even the darkest places are not eternal. Even destruction has an ending, and that should comfort us, because it means that no darkness, anywhere, lasts forever. Not in space, not in time, not in life. Black holes destroy, yes, but they also teach. They teach us about limits, about balance, about patience, about humility. They teach us that the universe is not cruel. It is simply honest. It does not promise safety, but it offers understanding. And understanding is the greatest light we possess. As we continue this journey, we will move deeper. We will explore what happens to matter, what happens to time, what happens to the idea of forever. And slowly, quietly, we will realize something. Black holes do not only destroy stars, they challenge how we understand existence itself. And that is where our journey gently continues. As we move deeper into this story, we must let go of one idea. The idea that destruction is always loud. In space, the greatest changes often happen in silence. When something falls toward a black hole, it does not scream. There is no sound in space to carry that cry. There is only motion, slow at first, then faster still. Yet, to an outside observer, the falling object appears to slow down. It stretches. It fades. It becomes redder and dimmer. Not because it is stopping, but because time itself is bending. This is one of the most touching truths of black holes. They do not only pull matter, they pull time. Near a black hole, time does not behave like it does on Earth. Seconds can feel like minutes. Minutes like hours. Hours like years. Time becomes uncertain. And uncertainty is where fear and beauty meet. Imagine watching a clock slow down until it almost stops. Not because it is broken, but because the universe is bending around it. This is not magic. It is reality. And it tells us something gentle and powerful. Time is not a ruler. It is a story. And every place in the universe tells it differently. When something finally crosses the invisible border of a black hole, the universe closes the door. No information returns. No image escapes. No voice answers back. From that moment, the object becomes part of the black hole itself. Not lost, but changed. This is important. Black holes do not erase things from existence. They hide them from view. They fold them into a deeper layer of reality. Like a book placed back on a shelf we cannot read, the story still exists. We simply cannot read it anymore. And this touches something human in us, because we too lose people. We lose moments. We lose memories. Not because they stop existing, but because we can no longer reach them. Black holes mirror our own experience of loss. We stand outside. We remember. We wonder. And we accept that some answers will never return. Yet, The universe continues to send us hints. We cannot see black holes directly, but we see what they do. We see stars moving too fast. We see light bending strangely. We see galaxies behaving in ways that only a hidden giant could explain. And through these clues, we learn, not by touching, but by listening. Black holes teach us that knowledge does not always come from seeing. Sometimes it comes from patience. Sometimes it comes from noticing small changes. Sometimes it comes from asking the same question for many years. Human curiosity is gentle like that. It does not force the universe. It waits for it to speak. And slowly, the universe does. There was a time when black holes were only ideas, just lines in equations, just thoughts on paper. People doubted them. People feared them. People argued about them. But now, we know they are real. We have seen their shadows. We have heard their whispers through waves in space. We have felt their influence across galaxies. And still, they remain mostly unknown, which is beautiful, because it means there is still room for wonder. Some people ask, if black holes destroy everything, why should we care? The answer is simple, because they remind us how precious balance is. A star lives in balance, heat pushing outward, gravity pulling inward. When that balance breaks, everything changes. And life is the same. We also live between forces, hope and fear, strength and weakness, dreams and limits. When our balance breaks, we fall into something new. Not always into darkness, sometimes into growth, sometimes into understanding. Black holes are not only objects in space, they are lessons in form. They show us that collapse is not the end. It is a transformation. Inside a black hole, the rules we know no longer work. Distance loses meaning, time loses direction, size loses clarity, everything becomes uncertain. And yet, that uncertainty does not destroy the universe. It expands our understanding of it. This is one of the most touching truths. The universe grows through mystery, not through certainty. If we knew everything, we would stop asking. And if we stop asking, we stop growing. Black holes keep us curious. They keep us humble. They remind us that no matter how far we go, there will always be something beyond our reach. And that is not a weakness. That is a gift. Because it means the universe will never become boring. Somewhere in space, right now, a star is dying. Somewhere else, a planet is forming. Somewhere else, light is being trapped forever. And here we are, on a small planet, looking up, trying to understand. That alone makes us part of the universe's story. Not as rulers, not as owners, but as listeners. Black holes do not care about us. Yet, we care deeply about them, because they touch our deepest questions. What happens when things end? Does anything last forever? Is destruction truly the opposite of creation? And slowly, through black holes, the universe answers. Nothing lasts forever, but nothing is truly wasted. Everything becomes part of something else. Even in a black hole, matter still exists. Energy still exists. Information still exists, in ways we do not yet fully understand. And this tells us something comforting, even when we cannot see meaning. Meaning may still be there, waiting, hidden, quiet. Black holes destroy shapes. They destroy forms. They destroy paths. But they do not destroy existence itself. They change it. They fold it. They hide it. And one day, when our understanding grows, we may learn to read those hidden pages again. Until then, we live with wonder. We live with questions. We live with humility. And humility is the beginning of wisdom. As we move forward, we must face one more gentle truth. Black holes are not just in space. They exist in our thoughts. Every time we face something we cannot understand. Every time we lose something we cannot explain. Every time we feel pulled by something we cannot see. We experience our own version of a black hole. Not of gravity, but of emotion, of memory, of longing. And yet, we survive, we adapt, we continue, just like the universe. This is why black holes are not only about destruction, they are about endurance. They are about mystery. They are about the courage to keep looking even when we know we may never fully understand. And in that courage, we find our place among the stars, because the universe is not asking us to solve it, it is inviting us to explore it. And slowly, gently, with patience, we continue. There is one last thing black holes teach us. They teach us how small we are, and how meaningful that smallness is. In a universe filled with forces that can bend time and swallow light, a single human thought still matters. Because the universe may be large, but it is not empty. It is filled with stories, and we are one of them. Black holes do not notice us, yet we notice them. We give them names. We write about them. We imagine them. We send machines across space to learn about them. This alone proves something beautiful. We are fragile, but we are not insignificant. A black hole may destroy a star, but it cannot destroy curiosity. It cannot destroy imagination. It cannot destroy the quiet human desire to understand. And that desire is stronger than gravity, stronger than distance, stronger than darkness. When scientists speak about black holes, they speak carefully, because every word must respect what is unknown, and in that respect, there is poetry. Not loud poetry, not dramatic poetry, but calm, patient poetry, the poetry of honesty. We do not know everything. We may never know everything, and yet, we continue. This is what makes science gentle. It does not claim to own truth. It simply walks toward it. Black holes stand at the edge of that walk. They mark the place where our knowledge becomes quiet, where our certainty becomes humble, where our equations become questions. And that is not failure. That is progress. If we one day fully understand black holes, we will not celebrate their destruction. We will celebrate what they taught us, that the universe is not built to be simple. It is built to be explored. Black holes destroy paths we expect, but they open paths we never imagined. They force us to think differently, to look deeper, to accept mystery without fear. And this is perhaps their greatest gift. They destroy comfort, but they give understanding. They destroy certainty, but they give wonder. They destroy old ideas, but they create new questions. And questions are the seeds of knowledge. In the far future, long after our planet has changed, black holes will still exist, silent, patient, powerful, and somewhere else, new beings may look at the sky and wonder, just as we do now. They will ask, what are these dark places? Why do they exist? What do they hide? And in their questions, we will live on, because every question carries the memory of those who asked before. Black holes destroy stars, but they preserve curiosity. They swallow light, but they create understanding. They bend time, but they give meaning to moments. And in that meaning, we find something deeply human. We are not here to conquer the universe. We are here to listen to it. We are not here to control it. We are here to learn from it. Black holes remind us that power does not need to shout, that mystery does not need to threaten, that destruction does not mean emptiness. Sometimes, destruction is simply a doorway to deeper truth. So when you look at the night sky, do not fear the dark spaces. Do not fear the places without light, because even in darkness, the universe is speaking. Even in silence, there is a story. Even in destruction, there is meaning. Black holes destroy, yes, but they also connect us to the deepest questions we will ever ask. And as long as we keep asking, we remain part of the universe's living story, not as observers, not as strangers, but as thoughtful, curious, fragile, beautiful participants. And that is enough.